On Friday, January 25th in Les Sables d'Olonne, the day's event came from the open sea. Sad and unexpected, overnight the carcass of an 18-meter cetacean was cast up by the ocean. Could it mean an ill omen? Such did a long waiting weekend start in the Vendée town, during which the 7th edition of the Vendée Globe would deliver its verdict and enthrone Michel Desjoyeaux's successor. Approaching the Gascogne Gulf, two pretenders to the crown. 600 miles from the arrival, François Gabart has the attitude of a soldier. From the moment we'll be on the Finistère Cape longitude, we'll have to expect to cross the Gascogne Gulf quickly. The last tack towards the Sables d'Olonne is going to be muscular. Mustn't dilly-dally, because after that it'll get worse and worse. Monday, there'll be 10 meters high waves in the Gascogne Gulf. So we'll try to get the boat in before the windstorm. If he hasn't officially given up the throne, for a while now, Armel le Cleach has been talking more like a than a king. Here it's going to get complicated. For the moment the weather's such, we're going to be on a mandatory run. We'll jibe and find ourselves on a straight edge to Les Sables d'Olonne. So unless of a problem with François' boat, it'll be hard to close in on him now. So we'll finish the race cautiously, particularly tomorrow in the blast we'll get in the Gascogne Gulf. So no fooling around. Mustn't spoil it all before arriving in Les Sables d'Olonne. At the very same moment, on board a keyless boat, Jean-Pierre Dick tries to remain en route to Les Sables d'Olonne. Under the Azores archipelago, he gave up his third place to Alex Thomson, who in prevision of heavy windstorm, put his race on hold.
The weather forecast was for the wind to build up to 30 knots overnight and during the course of today. Jean-Pierre Dick's keel is broken and it means the boat's not very stable, and I wasn't very comfortable having a big separation, because if something was to happen to JP then it would take me a long time to be able to get to him. So I took the decision to change my course and head closer to JP and not to continue on my routing to Les Sables d'Olonne. JP never asked me for any assistance. It was just something I had to do to make sure that he was okay, and if something happened to him and I wasn't there, I wouldn't be able to forgive myself.
It's a nice sailor's spirit to accompany me through this first storm. Well, for the moment all is fine, but it's true, to come to see how I am, talk, it's always important in these critical phases. A few thousand miles south, off Brazil, Tanguy de la Motte and Alessandro Di Benedetto bring up the rear. Those two weren't expected to win the Vendée Globe, but could certainly claim the title of most prolific cameraman. I'm in a zone that's totally windless, so I'll make the most out of it and take a dip. Check the rudder and the keel. There, I went to see the rudder. It's quite damaged. The inside layer is detached. It's not great news. It's beautiful, this blue all around. Never thought I'd take a swim during the Vendée Globe. The Atlantic's ascent, south, north, is going to take time, so I gotta keep myself busy. I was cooking. This is milk. Of course, powdered milk with water. Here, the batter. There, I've started making pancakes. 5,000 miles from the finishing line, it's a little like Candlemas, Epicurean Alessandro's culinary talents. Crêpe flambée, South Atlantic style. What if that's what the Vendée Globe's about? A kitchen story. I have a question on my left. What's the recipe for a good Vendée Globe? These images, shot last November, a few days before the start of the race, don't show if François Gabart knew the answer. We'd be willing to bet he had some idea. On Sunday, January 27th, around 3 p.m., we find out. At 3:18 p.m. precisely, François Gabart, 29, at the close of his first participation, becomes the winner of the Vendée Globe. two-length line. For the arrival of Macif.
15h18 secondes, ce qui lui fait un temps de course de 78 jours, 2h7 et 35 secondes.
A great relief. Until the end, as long as the line isn't crossed, anything can happen. Last night was difficult with heavy wind, fishermen, cargoes, everything to make a blunder. So I'm really relieved and happy, because for the last days, I'd been seriously believing it was possible. But you gotta cross the line. As long as it isn't crossed, you gotta stay with it. But the feat doesn't end with winning the Vendée Globe. In 78 days, 6 less than previous record held by his mentor, Michel Desjoyaux, the Macif skipper sets a new time reference. According to François I, merits for this victory also go to his fiercest opponent. What's sure in this Vendée Globe? If Armel hadn't been there, it wouldn't have been the same. All the intensity in these 3 months, it's thanks to or because of Armel, I don't know how to say it. But for competitors such as he is, such as I am, it's a great privilege to have lived this duet. From the inside, it's huge. If crossing the Vendée Globe's arrival line is without a doubt a first great emotion, what's to say about when the winner follows the channel, taking him to the pontoon? No comment. Welcomed by people short of true heroes, François Gabart takes the measure of his victory and the craze it arouses.
Voilà François Gabart, mesdames et messieurs, innovation.
Pour François, hip hip hip. Pour François, hip hip hip. Pour François et Vendée Globe, hip hip hip!
Still at sea in the Atlantic North or South, the other opponents are unanimous when not stunned. I simply say, well done, well done. It's wonderful what you did. I'm flabbergasted. Bravo, François, incredible. A great victory. I even got the bottle out to celebrate with you. Bravo. I can say I'm proud of being a competitor in the 2012-2013 Vendée Globe, the edition won by François Gabart. All right, ciao, buddy. See you soon, and once again, a great bravo. Now, what I can't congratulate you for is the fact you made us look like fools. There are times we feel really bad and wonder what we're supposed to do next. What should we do next? Today, I'm 10 days behind. Not a week, 10 days. So, what am I supposed to do now? Go mow my lawn with my tractor? Is that it? Bravo, François. Bravo, Armel. You did a wonderful race. You're extraterrestrials. It's fabulous. A great tip of the hat to both François Gabart and Armel le Cleach for their quality performance. 3 hours, 17 minutes later, almost nothing to a Vendée Globe standard, Armel le Cleach closes his turn. Well under the 80 days mark, he resembles a winner. Second isn't so bad. In any case, I'm happy with the work I handed in on the waters. I was saying, it was like a tennis match. During the 5th set, he made the break and won 6-4 in the 5th set. That's right. That's what this Vendée Globe 7th edition was all about. A duel between those two. Play back the dailies. What do they tell you? That François Gabart wore the leader's costume right from day one? Kept it on for 45 days, while Armel wore it for 25? At the beginning of December, only Jean-Pierre Dick was for a weekend's time a possible contender. Whoa, we're all out on Virbac Paprec 3! And since December 8th, in the Indian Ocean, the race was led by no others but Francois and Armel. This morning, we're in the lead, woo woo! It'll be catch me if you can until December 31st on the eve of crossing the Cape Horn. We have trouble separating with Bank Pop. He's 10 lengths away. On that day, the Macif skipper takes the lead never to give it away. In the Le Maire Strait, Armel will have problems with his gennaker. Time to fix it. The Banque Populaire skipper will lose 2 hours and several tens of miles. He then chooses to deviate west as his routing indicates it. That's when the race will take on. The wind doesn't turn the way he wished. What happens next, we know. He'll never catch up on the Vendée Globe's future winner. On January 30th, 2.5 days behind François Gabart and Armel le Cleach, Alex Thomson reaches the third step of the podium and succeeds in tying his Vendée Globe. He who was forced to abandon it twice in previous participations.
This is my third Vendée Globe and I've experienced 3 times going that way. This is my first going this way and I can tell you it feels great to be coming this way as well. What did I feel? I felt very proud to be part of the race. You know, Francois has done an amazing job and Armel. But Francois just, he's been incredible, breaking the record, the 24-hour record, breaking the overall record for the race. He's done a fabulous job and I feel really honoured to be here in third place.
Without energy problems during 2/3 of the race, Alex Thomson would probably have made it under the 80 days mark. We won't forget his decision to change trajectory a few days before arrival to make sure everything was all right for Jean-Pierre Dick and his keelless boat in a great windstorm. In the coming days, coming weeks, the 8 competitors' arrivals will follow one another. For some, it's still a long way, without being spared of anything. About 40 knots wind. Stormy front. Cold front. There are better ways for an Atlantic's ascent.